More flooding, we're hearing, is possible for parts of England until Wednesday. Where are the worst affected areas right now?
So they are in the floodplains, if I can say that, Nottinghamshire, Derbyshire. Yeah, we have to go back up to Scotland and East Scotland because although Storm Babet has left the stage, her legacy is very much still with us. The rain doesn't go very far at this time of year in terms of evaporation rates. So really and truly, with river levels still sort of on the rise, that legacy still continuing. That's why you've got the local authorities in Nottinghamshire and Retford area. I think it's called the River Idle. Might be corrected there. It's not the Idle; it's spelled Idle, but nonetheless, that river's at a high level. So. Yeah, the debris and the river levels have been left behind to a certain degree, and there's more to add to it. Not yet. At the moment, waking up this morning, there's ice across much of Scotland. It's an icy cold morning up there, and there's lots of fog and mist across much of the rest of the UK. And there's just a little spell of showery weather down in Somerset. That's about where we're starting off this morning. But we've got to look south and west for what's coming for the rest of the week.
Yeah, so as Storm Babet starts to ease, what we're seeing is a storm that's currently over Spain and Portugal could be coming our way.
Yeah, this started, it's Storm Bernard, and she or he, the storm that we're talking about started its life back in Morocco around 36 hours ago, brought 70-mile-an-hour gusts in that area around the coast and moved then into Spain and Portugal. There was amber warnings down there, orange warnings as they call them, and the same sort of effects: trees falling, high level rainfall. So quite unusual stormy weather, following in the tracks, funnily enough, of Storm Babet. It's same sort of direction of travel. So this one's gone more inland though. So now it's gone through into France. It's not doing as much damage there, and it will reach us tonight, at least the front edge of it. And over this next 24 hours, we're going to see that rain, particularly south coast, southeastern areas. It will move up a little bit more, but you see, the bath water's already full in the areas that we've already talked about. So when you add a bit more, you get the overspill yet again, and that's what we're facing for the rest of the week. Although we haven't got what you might call a classic storm situation where these are being named in any shape or form, or even indeed weather warnings are being put out because they're not at this moment in time. You add that little bit and the bath overflows again, and it's very difficult anyway to pick up the pieces in the rain that will arrive. It won't be particularly, OTT rain, but nonetheless, it continues the sort of pathway that we've opened up with Storm Babet.
Yeah. It's about 120 flood warnings that remain across England. That's the East Midlands, along the River Severn right now. The Scottish First Minister is going to visit one of the areas worst hit by Storm Babet. Just from your experience, Jim, the sort of scale of the destruction and damage we've seen in Scotland, normal, part of the course of a storm like this, or is this something more extraordinary?
No, I think you've got to say it's a very unusual event, mainly because it's affected so many areas. Sometimes we get these floods that affect one region or the other region, and they stay there. That's about where it is localized or regionalized. This one, it seems to have touched most, if not all, of the UK in certain ways, from all the way from Suffolk all the way up to northern Scotland. So it's a very unusual one. I'm gonna use the words climate change because it's got the fingerprints on there. That doesn't mean, Rosie, that this storm would not have happened anyway. We've seen obviously autumn winter storms before of a flooding nature, of a high wind nature, but because of the origins of this and the way it materialized down in the Canary Islands, where was record temperatures a couple of weeks ago, and it took its time, and its track was an ocean track, so it picks up more energy on the way. This is what we talk about. Meteorologists and climatologists talk about this as being, the adding to it, the climate change, the little bit that adds to it that makes it that bit worse than what it is. And I think you just have to join the dots around the world in terms of seeing, look back over the weeks and the months and see all the incidents that have been happening. And to be frank, this is our turn. That's the way I guess we can look at it that we've now picked up a little bit of what everybody else has been picking up.